Yo, the power is ours.
Power is ours.
It's KingLeonX, the human liberator, with Suzann, Christine, Suzann. She just dropped that album. Her EP is called Cup of Love. You can get that title Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, all those places.
Anywhere online, you download it.
Alright. Suzann, a special guest for today's episode. Today's episode is called Do What You Love. Do what you love. Alright? And so, Take Charge of Your Life is our midday self-mastery series where we discuss tactics, processes, strategies that we can implement right now that will measurably increase the quality of our life, measurably increase our performance, and our capacity to dream bigger, win bigger, and more often. So today's episode is kind of almost even be like a interview, because I'm gonna ask Suzann, Christine a few questions, because when it comes to do what you love, Suzann Christine is one of those people, one of those 3% of people in the world who are actively pursuing a definite major purpose, who's actively engaged in a heroic mission, who's clear about what she wants, where she's going, and she's engaged in a labor of love, something that she could do 7 days a week that doesn't feel like work, right? And so, Suzann Christine, do what you love. What you got to say to the people?
Yeah, so do what you love. You know, 5-6 years ago, I was working full-time for a very huge corporate company called Vanguard. I was selling mutual funds. I hated finance, you know what I'm saying? Like when I graduated from college, right, you know, it was the downturn of the economy, and jobs were, like, I was in the middle of interviewing with companies and stuff like that, and they basically, you know, went on hiring freezes. So I had to, you know, figure out, all right, what am I going to do? I need to get a job. Like, when I get out of school, I need to have a job. I'm not relying on Mom Dukes. I'm one of them very independent type of people. I hate relying on other people. So I wanted stability, and you know, let me get this job real quick. I was already hired. It was near my job. Actually, I got hired in the Charlotte office, and I asked them to transfer my offer to the location closer to my home in Philly. So, you know, I realized, though, after working there about 3.5 years, although it was paying pretty well, I had great insurance, health care, benefits, you know, 401k, all of the, you know, things that we supposed to love to have and everything. I was miserable and unhappy, and I was doing what I love to do as a hobby, and wasn't really able to give it that much time. I was trying to give it as much time as I could while I was working full time, but you know, after watching the stars and, you know, listening to their stories, you know, not many of them I recall hearing saying they was working full-time jobs when they got on. They were grinding it out, and they had to go through the struggling artist phase, right? You know, and that was something I was trying to run away from. I you know, I love music, I love singing and all that kind of stuff, but it was just like, listen, I'm really not trying to go through that struggling artist phase where it's like, you know, just trying to get gigs, trying to get money, etc., etc. Like, it's real out here. Right. I'm ready to move out. Like, I'm trying to be an ado, you know. I want to be living with Mom Dukes, you know. Well, it got to a point where my passion burned so much. It was so strong, and the desire that I had for my passion and my purpose was so strong that it really couldn't be ignored, right? I was already feeding it, so you gotta feed your passion so you can make that fire burn even more. So if there's something that you like to do and you're not really giving it that much attention, and you don't really know why that fire isn't burning that hard, and you're not so eager to pursue it full throttle, it might be because you're not really feeding it enough. Right. So, you know.
So you was feeding your singing career part-time?
Yes, I was feeding my career, my singing career part-time. You know, not for real. I wasn't serious about it at all. So, you know, even though it was nights where I wasn't getting any sleep, you know, or maybe a couple hours of sleep to head back into work and things of that sort, you know, it just wasn't enough. So what did I do? You know, said, you know what? I can't wake up one day 30 years old married with kids and all of that good stuff. I can't do that if you know.
And say you didn't give a full shot on your goal.
Yeah, I gotta give a full shot. Like I can't wake up one day like that. Like that's not gonna work out. So
right.
Can you share your video
on
my page?
Yeah.
But so I quit and I ended up you know, going full throttle with this music stuff. And I'm not gonna lie to you, 6 months later after I made that decision.
So you started going full throttle with music. What'd your people say? Was people supportive or?
Listen, let me tell you something. Every time I would bring up doing music full time with my mother, my parents, my family, it was always this, well, how you gonna live? How you gonna live? How you gonna pay for this? How you gonna pay for that? You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really have an answer. I said I was gonna figure something out. But, you know, mom wasn't really having it. I gave my mom a check because I was paying her rent. I gave her a check for like 6 months worth of rent just to keep her quiet. And I had already quit my job. I walked into my mom's room, I'll never forget. And I told her, I said, Mom, you know, I gotta tell you something, but I put my 2 weeks notice in, and my last day is next Friday. You know what I mean? And she couldn't believe it. But I could not keep allowing her to discourage me every time I told her that I wanted to make this move. I couldn't do it.
Right.
You know? So it was just like, you know what? I'm not going to tell her. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And sometimes you have to do that. Like sometimes you can't tell everybody what your moves are because they're not going to believe you. You know, or they're not going to believe in you or whatever it is that you're trying to do all the time. Even the closest person that love you the most is not going to be able to always support your decisions that will be best for you and your life.
And they oftentimes they don't what your parents and what people and family members have to say. They got our best interest, but since our vision and our goal and our dream is not theirs,
right?
They might not be on their heart as clear. Exactly. And we can't expect them to believe in it more for us than we believe in it for ourselves.
Exactly. So
what else happened?
You know, and it was like, it is what it is at this point, because I already gave her the 6 months rent check, and I done already, you know, put that offer in. So I'm not about to be working no more. So you gonna have to deal with it, you know? And I'm my mom's only child. She ain't putting me out. You think she put me out? No. So yeah, I made her make the decision where she's going to have to support me with me living in her crib for a little while longer, you know, and not having a job while I pursue what it is that I really want to do. Right. So, you know, like I was saying, 6 months later, I was offered an opportunity by Radio 1. Like Radio 1 was playing my music nationally on a commercial advertising that I was going to be performing at Radio 1 Fest in Miami. And, you know, I opened up for all these artists, TCOYL, Monica, Melanie, Fiona, DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, all these artists that I had just, like, literally 6 months ago was just listening to on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Would have never thought that I would ever meet them. 6 months or share a stage with them. You know what I'm saying? Share a stage. And, you know, I really think that these opportunities, well, that specific opportunity was just to go and show me that, hell yeah, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And that you better not ever quit, you know? So, when it comes to doing what it is that you love to do, you have to first know what it is that you love to do. Now, a lot of us weren't afforded opportunities to be involved in programs and things of that sort in our youth, but you know, this is a time we got to start really evaluating ourselves and really figuring out what it is that we truly love to do, even if it's considered a hobby, because a lot of times our hobbies you could learn.
If you were clear enough about what it is that you love to do, you could monetize off of it.
Correct.
It's the 21st century.
Correct. Crazy thing is, all my life I was making money doing singing. All my life. You know, from the time I was able to really start knowing how to sing and was using my voice, I was always getting some money for it. I was able to save up money because I would do gigs here and there, singing at somebody's somebody's wedding, singing at somebody's funeral, singing at a banquet. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, like in my teens, singing.
Right.
So I don't know why I was that discouraged about not being able to make money eventually. You know, like for real.
So you was singing at church. You was singing at schools.
Yeah, because I came from the church. So of course, yes, I was singing in church. I was singing everywhere, in the schools, whatever. And people would just give me. Sometimes it'd be donations. You know, that's what I was really taking at that age, donations. But I mean, those donations was like $100 for 2 songs, $100 for 1 song, or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's 5 minutes.
You take that donation now too, wouldn't you?
Most definitely. Oh yeah. So, you know.
So.
Excuse me.
So what? So it wasn't all peaches and cream though.
No, most definitely. It's not always peaches and cream.
But since it's something that you love, it's
right.
worth it. It makes it worth it.
Yup. It always makes it worth it when it's something that you really are passionate about. And that's why you have to figure out what it is that you love to do. You have to know what it is that you're passionate about, because if you're passionate about something, then you'll have that drive to always go after it. And I feel like a lot of people respect me or give me the opportunities that I have because of my drive and because of my work ethic.
Right.
And because, you know what I'm saying, like if you don't have that work ethic, if you don't have that drive for something that you love to do, guess what, honey? Guess what? You're not going to put in your all.
Right.
You're not going to put your all into it. So that's the only way to really, really put your all into something, is to be passionate about it. And
what fuels your passion? Like when you get discouraged?
Yeah.
When you get discouraged, or
you know what fuels my passion?
Tell me.
Is knowing that there is nothing else on the planet Earth that I could possibly do. Nothing else that will fulfill me like being a music artist, sharing love and light amongst the universe and the ears of the people who choose to listen to my music.
Right.
That is major to me. You know, to be able to give back to my community, because I'm going to be a multi-millionaire singer, you know what I'm saying? And be able to come and bring that back through my nonprofit, give back to the kids. I've been giving back to the kids.
Can you talk about your nonprofit right now, real quick? Can you plug that in real quick?
That was the other dream, you know, that I aspired, and that I started after I quit that job. I started my own nonprofit organization, SCH Creative and Performing Arts, for youth who are interested in the arts. It was an introductory program. You know, for youth who may have never had any experience. Yeah, in the arts.
You just a quick interjection. You took me with you. We went a bunch of times, and we went to a bunch of different schools in Philly.
Nothing. Stupid. I'm sorry.
We went to the schools out in Philly out here, and we've seen that a lot of these schools have their arts and music programs taken out.
Right. No longer here.
So is that one of the reasons that inspired you to make the nonprofit?
A couple things inspired me. The fact that I saw so many music and arts programs being taken away from the Philadelphia school district at the time. That was like around 2010, when I was like really brewing up some stuff. And you know, also, you know, the fact that, you know, when somebody gave you gems, you want to be able to give gems, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I'm able to do what I am doing today because somebody was giving back to me and took time out of their days, you know, to teach me about the arts.
Right.
You know, so you know, those are the reasons why I started the nonprofit. But I think it's major. You know, I feel like, you know, the arts help build self-esteem, you know, build your confidence. They help you. I know for me, it's helped me. Creativity, but to also be able to public speak. You know
most definitely. Because being on stage,
that kind of art.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
And I've seen my kids.
People's big fears.
Most definitely, I've seen kids who have come through my program really blossom. Come in being the most nervous child to being, you know, not so nervous.
And that's just watching the growth in child development and watching the seeds that you've sown in the youth. Yeah. I'm inviting your friends to watch it.
Hey y'all.
So what I was just getting ready to say though is watching the seeds that we sow into the children's minds flourish, right?
Yep.
that's got to be just as fulfilling as being on stage singing.
Most definitely.
Or in the studio.
It's rewarding.
Yeah.
Yes, it's rewarding, you know.
Rewarding and fulfilling.
Yeah, it's rewarding, it's fulfilling because you know you're helping somebody. It's not always about you when it is about you, but it is about, you know, it's not always about you. You know, it's about, you know, really, even with the music, like, you know, hearing people say, hey, this particular song of yours is my alarm clock because it inspires me.
Right.
You know, stuff like that. You want
Exactly.
That's what it's all about. That's what the mission is, you know. So there's healing in it, and you know, some of these kids, they need healing. They need an outlet. They need a positive outlet and a positive place to go where that, you know, that they can express themselves and they can learn what it is that they need to, you know, maybe even tell or find out, you know, hey, this is for me. Like, shoot, I may have never known that I knew how to dance, or I would have never known that I was actually good at acting, or I would have never known that I could actually style and be a fashion stylist.
Right.
You know? But you know that because you know that you like it, or you know that you don't like it because you got your feet wet.
Right, exactly. That's some great content, Sue. So, what have you, so in the pursuit of you doing what you love, what have you discovered the most about yourself that you didn't know before you embarked on this journey?
That I didn't know. What did I know about myself?
Yeah, what have you learned about yourself in the pursuit of doing what you love?
I learned, man, y'all don't know my story. One day I'm gonna share my story. When I get 1 million followers on Instagram, I'm gonna share with y'all the real story of, you know, this pursuit, like things that I really truly experienced. And what I've learned though from a lot of the experiences that I've had, I've learned a lot about people. I've learned a lot about God, what God is, who God is, the duality of God. And then I also learned how strong I am with God.
When you say strong with God, what do you mean by that?
You know, just being able, because I feel like, you know, what I interpret as God, because I know this wasn't the topic of discussion.
Doing what you love. So
but,
if you love,
yeah.
this is something that we love talking about. Theology. So
listen, you know, my perception of God, like, you know, I believe that I'm a part of the universe, and I'm a part of God. You know, and I know sometimes we say universe, God, whatever, energy, source energy, whatever. I'm a part of that, and because I'm a part of that, no matter what circumstances or situations that we're going through, God is always there to assist via friends, you know, via family, via, you know, song, you know, music, whatever. And, you know, there's always somebody there to help you through situations, you know what I'm saying? There's always something there to help you through situations. Even when you're at your lowest point and you feel like, man, I don't even want to be here no more. I'm going through way too much, you know, but to be resilient, to know how resilient you are. That's why I talk about it in the song Dope Queen. You know what I mean? Man, even when I thought I had enough, the power of resilience takes over.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying? Because we all have power as human beings.
Unlimited power at our disposal.
Unlimited power. And, you know, we just have to know what those powers are. You know what I mean? To use your power, you know, and I've had to use my power many times. And, you know, maybe I didn't know I had the power, but I realized how God has worked through me, or, you know, that source energy is working through me.
As you continuing to evolve.
Yes,
and it's
exactly.
it's through your purpose, your definite major purpose, and the person that you decided that you must become in order for you to live a fulfilled life.
Right.
So who you're becoming.
But I had to go through those things.
Exactly.
The universe had to put me through those things.
Exactly.
And it's just like, you know, you
who you're
learn so
becoming
many
in the
lessons.
process.
The people who hurt you,
Right.
you know, make you go through certain things. That's the universe putting you through certain things to make you grow spiritually. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grow. So
exactly. Who we become in the process is much better than what we get. Right? The type of person that you've became in this pursuit, the type of real life experience, the real life advice that you're able to give, that things that you lived through, things that you've created, people that you've inspired based on you just saying yes to your goals, yes to your dreams, yes to your unfolding future. I wanted to take today to capture just some of your thoughts and what goes on in your head as someone who, like me, does what they love. Right? We wake up every single day with no authority over us except for what we choose to put there.
Choose, most definitely. Do you want to be down today? Do you want to be lazy today? Do you want to actually get up and do something that's going to benefit your future person?
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you want to do?
Right. Come on.
What do you want to do today?
Right.
Do you want to be depressed today? Do you want to be happy today? Do you want to bless somebody today? Do you want to do God's work today?
Come on, Sue.
Do you want to be
Speaking of God's work, what did we just do the other night?
The other night, we was doing God's work.
Doing God's work.
We was feeding the homeless.
We're just feeding the homeless.
We went out with some platters. We gonna share that video.
Yeah, the video gonna drop soon. We're doing God's work. Where we just come
God's
from?
Work. We just came from doing a photo shoot.
Okay, photo shoot.
Yep.
Be More African. Be More African Bazaar. Shout out to Mel Slim.
Yep.
Where are we going now?
We on our way to the studio, Forge Studios. They having an opening house today. The artists can meet each other. All the artists that record here, all the engineers that record here, all the producers, things of that sort. So yeah, we doing a barbecue. So we on our way there.
You feel me? And so the show doesn't stop. Life always goes on. And so it's so important that people don't keep going week after week after week in something they don't love doing. That's right. It's just miserable.
That's damaging to the spirit. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you don't like what you do, you're just destroying the spirit. The spirit has this fire burning for you to make some kind of change in the world, and you're going to be able to really, really do it by doing something that you really love to do.
Right.
So you have to search self.
Find out
what it is that you're supposed to do.
You have a heroic mission. It's something that you was brought here to do. You're a piece of the puzzle.
You're a piece of the puzzle.
It's for you to determine what piece that is, and to become your greatest version, so you could be the greatest asset to the collective. Are you for the world going back towards love and harmony and light, or not? It's either you're growing or you're dying. Ultimately, family,
you choose. You water the plant or you let it dry out. You are a plant. As your father planted the seed in your mother, you are a plant. So you choose to water your plant or
let the weeds take over. Come on, family. So anyway, the reason, shout out, what up, Brian? I see you in the comments. Thanks for, he said we on point. The reason that the things that it might be resonating with you, if it's something that you, is because we actually real life do this. We actually real life do what we love, and we live extremely fulfilling and rewarding lives. And, that's why I do take charge of your life every day anyway, is to share some of these concepts, ideas, and strategies that keep me making the choice every day, choosing prosperity over poverty, choosing optimism over pessimism, choosing harmony and gratitude over being, ungrateful and a cynic, right? Choosing sound health over ill health, choosing entrepreneurship over being an employee. You know what I mean, family? Choosing righteousness over wickedness. We have to make that choice every single day. All right, and the type of person that you become in pursuit is way, way, way better than what you get. Anyway, we're pulling up to the studio now. You got any last words, Suzann, Christine?
Nope. I think I said it all. Just, find out what it is. And if it is something that you already know that you're passionate about, I'm telling you, keep feeding it. Let the fire burn. And keep it going. Let that fire be your drive to get you to that state of happiness that you want to be in. Because we all can be happy. And we all can be making money doing what it is that we love to do. Hello.
Yeah, and that's the realest. All right, Suzann, Christine, if y'all like what some of the things that she said,
work, you are God.
If y'all like what she was talking about,
we are God.
Support her by buying her new EP. It's called Cup of Love.
Listen to the
Go to YouTube, listen to this song. It's called Fly.
Are you observant? You gotta clean your mind up. And we gon' need the line up. Somebody take the lead. Stand up, stand up. Gotta lift your head up, ladies. Gotta lift your head up. And who you gonna lean with? I came to bless your mind this evening. So tell me who you gonna challenge for knowledge, so I can watch you fly. Black boy, or fly, fly, black girl, girl fly, fly. Go get that fly. Also available online. All my music is available online, everywhere. iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Yeah, it's only $1, y'all, 99 cents. Come on now.
Yo, support Suzann, Christine. And if y'all want to support me, y'all know where to go. KingLeonX.com. And if y'all want to tribe up with us, bornroyalty.org. Alright? Stay grateful.